Minister, I'm going to put Mr. Coulson next.
Ladies and gentlemen, for those of you who know the history of one Jimmy Sands, it takes him from a place known as Rock Sound in Eleuthera and Harbour Island to here in the capital city of Nassau, where over the last 45 years, and probably from his birth, he was involved in the liquor and beer industry. His lovely wife Claire, known as the Platt Lady, joins us today. We acknowledge the presence of the Honorable Michael Halkidas, the Minister of State in the Ministry of Finance, the Honorable Danny Johnson, the Minister of Youth, Sports and Culture, the Honorable Kailas Roll, Minister of State for Investment, to the Honorable Dr. Hubert Minnis, Leader of Her Majesty's Loyal Opposition, the Honorable Dr. Andre Rollins, the Member of Parliament for Fort Charlotte, to Dean Patrick Adley, the Dean of the Christ Church Cathedral and his lovely wife Astrid, to Miss Susan Roberts, the wife of the late Noel Roberts and the mother of Claire, to you, the distinguished ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon.
Father, we acknowledge your presence among us. We continue to give you thanks for your many blessings on us as a country. We ask your continued blessing on the businesses and industries of our land. Today we pray your special blessing on the proprietor, the management and staff of this establishment. We ask that you will give them prudence in their business affairs.
Oh my God, Jimmy, I knew you could do it. I had enormous faith in you. And so do I, Jimmy. Your work ethic is amazing. None of this just happened. You planned, you borrowed, you built, you borrowed, and you produced many beers. And are probably still borrowing. But look around at what you have achieved. You breathed life into Grand Bahama 5 years ago with the amazing brewery. You piloted your way around every island of the Bahamas, opening new businesses, giving young people job opportunities if they wanted to work. And now you are sculling the beer to every key. The boys at the bars no longer have to go home with the sound of a cowbell ringing in their ears. They have sands in their shoes, bush crack in their pockets, high rock wherever, and they are sipping a sands. And they will return again and again. Your originality is brilliant, your ads amusing, and I can only assume the sweet, shapely blonde jingling away is me. But just as your ads have perked up the nightly news, so have your fleet of boats and a wonderful husband and father. So tonight, Kelly, Gary, Mallory, James, and I salute you and remind you to pack the beers in a Flat Lady basket. And we will march on together as a truly Bahamian team and family. Thank you very much.
Come on, you can do a little better than that. Give another wonderful round of applause.
Thank you very much, David. Thank God David did the protocol for me, because I'm not the politician as my wife. So, thank God that's over. That's my wife, Claire. Without her, I couldn't have been nowhere near where I am today. And thank you very much, Claire. I just give a little brief history. I was in the liquor or the wine and spirit business for most of my life. The company was sold in 2000, and I had signed a 4-year non-compete clause where I couldn't enter the business until 4 years was completed. After all, this is the only business I basically knew, and I enjoyed the people I worked with, the people we did business with. And sitting on the beach there, I said, I don't know how long I can sit on this beach. So I've always knew there was room for another brewery. After all, I felt that a Bahamian can build a brewery just as good or better than anyone else in the world. And I did that for my life. And which I did. Took a year for exploration. After all, I didn't know a barrel of beer from the other. I knew how to drink it though. And I had to go around and try to find the talent, or the expertise, I should say, to assist me to put this brewery together. Then with this dream, I went out to solicit Bahamian. I had to make sure that there was Bahamian ownership, fully 100% Bahamian owned. And I wanted to prove and to show this country that Bahamians are just as qualified to do, whether it's a brewery or whatever it is, as anyone else. We just got to allow ourselves to do it and do it. So here it is, we have this 100% Bahamian-owned brewery. It was up and running in December '07. Shortly after, it won gold medals for all its products, and the gold medals were awarded out of Europe. So there wasn't no jitterbug medal, you know. Naturally, we started in Grand Bahama. St. George, God rest his soul, asked me, said, Jimmy, please come to Grand Bahama. Grand Bahama needs a boost. You were interested some time ago in putting a brewery there. Could you please come or reconsider and put this thing there? So, with the help of St. George's Convention and Mr. Smith, they convinced me to put this brewery there. Well, then I had to look at the costs and the feasibility of putting it there. And actually, the first thing I looked at was the duties, tariffs, etc., and found that there was new legislation formed just shortly before that, that Grand Bahama would pay a slightly lower tariff than the brewery here. And this was legislated, and I said, yeah, I think with this, it's only a $3 spread. I said, I think I can make it. So I did the feasibility study, and it was very, very, very tight. Anyway, I've already had my mind made up, and some people say Jimmy shouldn't do it. Anyway, I proceeded. I said, once I have this spread, I think I can make it. So, as time went on, has been trying to narrow this spread. And I said, if they narrow this spread, you're going to kill this Bahamian brewery overnight. It is not a good example for other future Bahamians to go into whatever business. It would set a very, very bad example. Also, it would destroy me and my family. So, what I'm trying to say here is we have to be very, very careful when we change taxes, duties, that we be mindful of the Bahamian companies that are owned by Bahamians. And before we do anything, we must think about these people, not only myself, but these other people. Because after all, you take my position, my 4 children behind me, I did this for them. And I'm sure there's many, many other families in this country who do the same. You know, this world is a changing world, very competitive world, and we have to be very, very careful. We cannot be sucked into this greed. It's a 75% foreign identity. Everybody says, oh, but there's 25% Bahamian. Well, not even that. National Insurance had to pick up the rest. Now, I don't know, I don't classify that as Bahamian. It's like a car made in the United States. You have an American car made in the United States, or you have a Japanese car made in the United States. But I never heard anybody call the Japanese car in the United States American car. You know? So, let's get the thing straight. Exports. We will be exporting to the state of Florida in about 2 months' time. It is the beginning of our export era. I sometimes feel, as one said, this is the end of the beginning. And what I said earlier here, I sure as hell don't want it to sound that this is the beginning of the end. Gentlemen, I thank you all, the Bahamian wholesalers, retailers, the staff with me. My management is Bahamian, marketing people, Bahamian. I'm Bahamian. I have 2 expats who help me put the recipe and make sure that the beer is brewed under a high quality. 2. The rest of us are Bahamian, and I will keep it that way. And presently, we have about 75 people employed, and we have to scratch one another's back here. I need your help, and you need mine. Before I came on the scene here, this industry was a highly monopolistic arena. And me being in the business for most of my life, I thought it was disgraceful. This business belongs to Bahamians. I have 7 retail shops now. They're Bahamian. this building here. She just came from Wolf Road. Just moved in here not too long ago. I feel like the Jeffersons are moving on up. It's a lovely building. And I could not do this without you all, my wife, my governments. Please, we gotta help one another and protect what is ours, and rightfully ours. Thank you very much.
Ingram could have convinced me to go back to West End and Bimini. Helped me pump right up and he sent me down there. Mr. Wallace, you're my man, you're my man. He said, you could win, you could win, you could win. I asked him, with what, with what, with what? But ladies and gentlemen, he had the pleasure of winning. Please help me welcome to bring remarks the Honorable Michael Hackle-Keatis, the Member of Parliament and Minister of State in the Ministry of Finance. Please give him a wonderful round of applause.
Thank you very much, Mr. Wallace. Thank you for that welcome to Dean Adderley, Mr. and Mrs. Sands. I just realized now that Mrs. Sands' wife is the famous Platt lady. To Mr. Everett Sands, to my colleagues in the Cabinet, Member of Parliament, the Leader of the Official Opposition, Dr. Hubert Minnis, Member of Parliament, Mr. Rollins, ladies and gentlemen, management and staff of the Bahamian Brewery and Beverage Company. Now we have come here to the opening of this headquarters, and I took the cue from the MC when he began to speak that we're going to run through this quickly. I understand that your brewery is located on a 20-acre site on Queens Highway in Freeport, Grand Bahama. But as also has been said by the MC, the Sands family has a history in the beverage business. Mr. Sands Sr., Mr. Everett Sands, having started a store in Grand Bahama as an entrepreneurial venture, and that company grew Butler & Sands to be the largest wine and spirits company, I understand, in the country. And so the progression from a small store to the largest distributor to a manufacturer is a natural progression. And I understand that the family has been in the beverage business for approaching 60 years. This investment that we see here being unveiled today is a manifestation of not only the pioneering spirit, the courage, the belief, the vision of Mr. Jimmy Sands, but also a belief in the Bahamian economy, belief in just as well as anybody else in the world, and indeed can do anything just as well as anyone in the world. I'm proud to congratulate you, Mr. Sands, on having a 100% Bahamian company. I want to congratulate you for your commitment to excellence, your commitment to putting out the finest products that can compete. And as you said, you have won no rinky-dink medals, I think your words were. You have won medals that where you went up against worldwide competition. You are making a tremendous contribution to the economy of this country, and indeed to the fabric of this country, by employing full-time 75 Bahamians, and I congratulate you for that. And so as I close, I want to just congratulate you, Mr. Sands, Mrs. Sands, the entire family, for your commitment to excellence, for your commitment to being the best and producing a product of which not only you can be proud, but of which all of us can be proud when we talk about Sands Beer. You have a first-class operation, as everybody can see. You have a first-class product, and I want to say to you on behalf of the Prime Minister, who could not be here today, you can look forward to all of the support that the government can give, and we look forward to you and your company growing from strength to strength. Congratulations to you, and best wishes, all the best in the future. Thank you. One of these per day, we'll fix it.
thank you for establishing protocol for me so I can move on. It is my distinguished pleasure to bring the vote of thanks to you lovely ladies and gentlemen this evening. On this milestone occasion, we are grateful to the Honorable Minister Halkias who graced our presence this evening and with such wonderful remarks about our CEO and our company. So we thank you, Minister. We are also pleased this evening to have the Honorable Minister of Opposition, Hubert Minnis, in our presence. Also we have the Minister Danny Johnson, also Kailis Rowe, and we are graced with the presence of the MP for this area, Dr. Rollins, who's on the podium platform. We are pleased also to have many hotel and food and beverage industry veterans, VIPs, and rising stars. Thank you all so much for coming this evening. A special thanks to my dear friend, and I don't know how much longer I will own him as a friend after this evening's performance, David Wallace, our MC. We thank you, David. And a dear friend of a company who also did the honor when Mr. Sands opened the brewery in Freeport, am I correct? Father Patrick Adderley, Dean Patrick Adderley, and his lovely wife, Astrid Adderley. We thank you very much for your presence. How can we not thank the famous Royal Bahamas Police Concert Band? And I hope you are enjoying some of the wonderful food, and it is prepared by Ron Johnson from Savory Arts and his team at the back, and we have much more to come, so don't leave right away. We have much more to come.